So let's talk a little Outlander. Since we last spoke, you did shoot season 6.
We did.
And I remember again, you were wondering what it would feel like. Like, I mean, because so much of that set is a social environment. That's half the fun, maybe, of working there. Were you able to enjoy in the same way you were able to enjoy the previous seasons, or was it a much different kind of environment?
It was very different this season. I'll still say we enjoyed it, but the difference is when we were shooting Belfast, it was the height of summer. We were outside for 90% of the time, I would say. So the wearing of masks and the socially distancing in the kind of halcyon days of summer are very different than in the depths of winter.
Yeah.
And being in the studio a lot. Also, I was pregnant, which was a whole other new level to the discomfort or the just kind of weirdness of shooting again. Our writers didn't want to shoot or didn't see how to shoot a season of Outlander, making it COVID friendly. So we sort of went ahead and shot it as we would another season, except with a lot of COVID protocols sort of around our set and story. So we had to be really, really strict because we weren't, I know some shows were sort of reducing the amount of people, and we did a little bit of that where we could, but you can't really shoot Outlander without sort of having a bit of the scope of community and all of those things. So, it was strange. It was like, you're driving and you're like, normally, when you're moving from set to set or you're going from your base camp to set, you'd have a car full of like your costumer, your makeup artist, your driver, yourself. And there's always chat. There's always, like life and vibrancy and all of those things. And as a cast, we would always hang out in big groups and, that all kind of it was weird, having separate tents next to each other, and you're supposed to just sit in your tent by yourself, and you're just like, oh, this feels super weird.
Texting Sam, what's going on in your tent? How are you?
Like, what food do you have? This is weird. But that's kind of how it felt in the beginning, but you get used to these things. We all adapt, and it was important. It was important that we got everybody back to work, and we did, and we managed to get through the entire season without having any COVID in our shooting on our set. I mean, in the periphery, there was some, in sort of like the props and the builders and that kind of stuff. But like actually on set, we managed to make it through.